I paid $350 for this Holzfforma G466. So today we're going to be testing this bad boy out, and I'm excited for this saw for a variety of reasons. I'd like to do more chainsaw reviews, and I was thinking about reviewing the new Husqvarna, the 592. But this is what I could afford, so this is what we got instead. I bought this on Amazon. I've been looking at these saws for years, and I've been really curious about them. So these saws are made in China, and this is an exact clone. It's an exact replica of the old Stihl 460, which was a really popular saw from, I think it was about 2001 to 2012. So about 11 years. The 460 was kind of like the go-to professional saw. 76cc is kind of the go-to professional saw for most tree guys. And this company, they take these saws, and I always thought that the way I heard it explained was that patent laws don't really exist in China. They can just take people's stuff and clone it, and they can just resell it. That's kind of how I heard it, but I posted a video of this on Instagram, and I was getting mixed messages. Some people were saying that Holzfforma actually uses expired patents, and some people were saying that they purchase patents after the saws are no longer being manufactured. So they actually sell a variety of saws. Like they've got a knockoff version of the 200, the knockoff version of the Husqvarna 372. This is the 460. They've got a 660 knockoff, and they're all blue. And so in theory, they just take the old saw and they just make a clone of it, and then they sell it for like way cheaper. So you can't even buy a 460 now. Then they made the 461. Now they make the 462, and I think the 462 is somewhere around like $1,000. I think. Do you know how much it is, Mitch?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, it's like
$1,100.
Yeah, so this thing's like a third of the price, man. It is. I actually took it to Gordy's house, West Coast Saw, to show him, and he ended up slapping some 3-point dogs and a bark box on it. So it's actually been, and he tuned it in a little bit, so it's been modified a little bit. Does it feel like harder to... I was talking.
I was interrupting you.
Does it feel harder to get tuned in than like a regular 460?
I just don't know where they started with, so I'm just starting from scratch. It's hard to tell yet.
Another thing to keep in mind when we're cutting is the chain's gonna be sharper than a stock chain. This is square ground on a Symington, so this is gonna be a bit sharper than a stock chain. It actually, here's a user manual. It came with this little guy. Look at that. It's a little, gas and bar oil thing. So, I don't know. It might be cool for climbing or something, actually. But this is the stock muffler. It came with a dual port muffler. It had no screen on the inside, no spark arrestor screens or anything. I don't think they have those regulations in China. Gordy took that out of the air filter. And then it came with one really cheesy dog, and it was just on the inside. I mean, look at the difference between the dog it came with and Gordy's dogs here. I'm a real big fan of these 3-point dogs. Not especially where I live in the Pacific Northwest, we have thick bark trees, and these dogs they're really awesome. And it's actually really genius of Gordy to take out this dog, because when you're cutting, you'll actually realize that you actually get a little bit more bar. So even though these are sticking way out, your bar is actually protruding into the wood a little bit more by removing this one dog, because that dog doesn't work anyways. So that's the cheap dog it came with. We'll see how this thing cuts. It should be pretty fun. I'm gonna be raffling this saw off, and if I can make my money back, I'd like to review some, well, let's see how this goes. I really like to review a bunch of saws. I really like doing this, so we'll see how it goes. But I'm gonna put the details in the raffle. So it's $10. So if you send me $10, I'm gonna write your name on a piece of paper. I'll shuffle all the papers up, and then I'll pick one at random. And you can do that as many times as you want to increase your odds. And then you know, I mean, the saws are worth at least $10. It's got, you know, over $100 worth of just West Coast saw accessories on it. So you send me $10, I might send you this saw. But stick around for the video and see if it is worth your $10. It's for sure worth $10 because it's got the dogs in the bark box. But we're gonna get right to it. So yeah, here's the front of it. And, you know, yeah, we're gonna stick this thing in some wood. I've got a full skip chain, 28-inch bar. I'll give you this chain. I'll ship you this chain too, but you can't have the bar. So, Mitch, here, I'll take the phone. And we are out here today with Mitch Zenobi. Here he is. So I met Mitch on Instagram, Mitch Zenobi Trees. He's got a really cool page. He does a lot of really informative videos about chainsaw sharpening and felling techniques. A little bit of chainsaw carving. Look at his chain, zoom in that thing's 10 feet tall. And how long did that take, Mitch?
2 days.
2 days.
You're blowing up 180.
Crazy.
About 4 gallons of gas and 1,000 cuts.
Nuts.
Lots and lots.
You want to walk us through this job that we're doing here, Mitch?
Do it. So from a tall fir on the left, everything over to the driveway is coming down.
Why is all this stuff coming down?
More light. It's a little dreary here in the wintertime.
They're building a house, right?
Building a house. Don't want the trees to blow on previous structures. So we're gonna knock it down, sell the timber.
We're out in, this is Port Angeles, right?
Port Angeles, considered Joyce, considered Port Angeles, a little bit of both.
This is about 2 hours from where I live. And actually over there, across the water, is British Columbia. So there's Canada right there.
Some of them will be interesting. We got alder, grand fir, hemlock, cedar, maple, and a few snags.
Yeah, there's a lot in here. All right, yeah, try that bad boy out.
Oh, I might have to wash my hands after this. Oh, it died already.
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
What do you think?
Not bad. It's got some stones behind it for a stock saw, I guess. Correct.
Not too shabby.
Now we'll see the cutting difference. Now there is a bit of CC difference.
Yeah, 76 versus 90 plus porter.
About thought I might have heard something rattling loose.
Yeah, nothing rattling. This
Not
thing is
yet.
this thing's a gem. Yeah, that cut faster for sure, but that's not fair. So I'm actually gonna use this thing, I guess.
Oh yeah.
I'm actually gonna use Mitch's saw for this one because my first fell here, just because this tree's a little bit bigger, and so this tree's hollow. So three factors. It's a weak wooded species. It's alder. It wants to split. It's also leaning really heavily, which makes it want to split all the more. And it's also hollow. And so there are a whole kind of bunch of factors here. But basically, I want to bore cut with this one, and I want to do my back cut backwards so that I'm cutting off the back last so that the tree all goes at once. Because if I just start on the back cut, especially with so much wood missing in the center, there's a good chance that this thing will split apart like crazy, which is dangerous, and it ruins the log as well. So I'm gonna bore cut this, and my bar is 28 inches and his is 32. And I really don't like bore cutting when my bar isn't long enough. I like it a lot better if I can get all the way through. Also, I can cut the wood faster with the, with the bigger power head. So I'm gonna follow this with Mitch's saw. So, and it's a little tricky. There's a little house there, and I don't wanna hang it up in those trees. I don't want, yeah, it'll be fun. That sounds like compression.
Yeah, the decomp valve
really small notch because I don't need much directional control and I don't need to be very deep. I cut deep, I risk pinching the saw, so just really shallow. I think it'll be all right. Yeehaw! Dude, this saw is crazy.
It's hot.
Man,
He's got a good build in that thing.
this thing is sweet.
Yeah, it's not great wood.
I'm glad I cut it with your saw. This is like one of the sharpest chains I've ever ran, Mitch.
I've got a really good grind on that thing. I did a bit of experimenting and I've got that thing pretty dialed.
Man, yeah, that's amazing. It's a really nice setup too at the full comp on this thing because there's so much power,
It's really smooth with the full comp, plus I got the rakers. I think it, I forget the depth on it, but like second to the lowest.
Yeah, it's probably like 40 thousandths.
Yeah, this saw can pull it and it's nice and smooth. You don't really get hung up too bad. Yeah, that was a big one.
That's nice.
Felt the ground shake.
Yeah, that was fun. Anyways, that all went well. Should probably get back to the China saw.
Gotta do it the old-fashioned way. Here, just grab mine and pop the top to the right of it and it'll come right out. Yeah, the steel saw is coming to save the Chinese saw. We knew it would happen.
It's user error.
No, we gotta blame the saw on this one.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
we have to
What am I
do.
doing?
We must.
That's another thing that's funny. I got a lot of comments. People were bashing the Chinese saw, but it's like, still a German company. It's not like these are American saws.
There's a lot of, buy American. It's like, but they're imported still.
Like Craftsman. you see all that? This saw's a piece of junk. What a mess. Yeah, regular 460. That wouldn't have happened. Heavily edit that one.
Nip it here and then measure one out.
27?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if you think you can get two 21s off it, that would work too.
Do you think if I cut a 21 it'll roll down the hill? Unless I leave the limbs on?
It probably will. So just buck it and leave the limbs.
Yeah, we don't want to lose the cedar down the hill, so I'm going to cut this one in lengths with the limbs on still, so that kind of grabs the hill so that they can yard it out. If I limb it and then I cut logs, they'll probably roll down the hill. I got to cut this ugly bit off first.
All the way, did you?
No. Okay, good. Fall off the log trying to get a cool shot.
Well, yeah, I guess it'll be semi-cool.
Oh man, the blooper reel. Here's the shot I was going for. Piece of crap saw ran out of gas. When it runs out of gas like a still.
Did you have Gordy build your 462?
Madsen's ported that. They actually do a pretty good job, dude, for like 200 bucks or whatever it is. It's honestly pretty good. And they always have saws available.
Yeah.
I've had like a bunch done by them. I had my 395 is done by them too. Just like a light wood sport, you know?
Yeah. Look out of the way.
Yeah, for sure.
Had to find one to use this axe on.
There she goes. So this one's just gonna ship into the ravine?
Yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
the top will stay.
Yeah, I see you need a real saw.
And away it went.
Man, that thing is gone. Yeah, rate my hinge.
Still some more to pull on that.
Man, that wood is way better than I expected it to be in there. Nice shooting.
Yeah, thanks. I could have gone a
So
little
mostly
more
the
before.
saw that did the work. You just kind of held it, but... So here we're swapping out. We're gonna run a 32 on this bad boy. You got any initial thoughts on this? On this saw here, Mitch? So far?
It's fun.
I mean, it's obviously not a ported saw. You know,
Yeah,
just,
for
you know.
stock, I guess it's doing okay.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if somebody was like, I got 5 trees I want to cut down ever, and firewood them, and I don't want to spend $1,100 on a big saw,
Yeah, it's probably more like what they cost.
why not?
I saw a few people commenting that they mill with these. Not these, but the 660 and the 880 knockoffs.
Yeah. I've seen, you know, hit and miss on them. Oh, they blow up after an hour. Oh, I've been running it for 6 months and it's fine.
I gotta say, I had pretty low expectations of this thing. I was pretty prejudiced against it going in, but I kind of like it. It's kind of grown on me.
As far as we've gone so far, I mean, we still got paint on the inside, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, it's not even broke in yet. This bad boy is just getting started.
I can smell it. I was like, oh, it's still cooking in there. That new saw smell.
Yeah, that burning plastic smell. I kind of like it.
If it blows up with a 32 on, it's got nothing to do with my bar.
This is great because any incompetence filmed here can be attributed to the poor craftsmanship of this saw.
The blue one.
Oh, I fell down the cliff, this stupid Chinese saw.
Ran out of gas on the way here, stupid Chinese saw. Yeah, I think there's only so much we could get away with that. But,
Yeah, the
I mean,
tree's
we'll
sitting
try.
back. Oh, I pinched my bar, stupid Chinese saw.
All right. Good to go. Oh, it's on backwards. Stupid Chinese saw.
Yeah. So far, I don't know. I mean, I love the 460 though. It's like such a good saw. Let's try this 32 out. I also love these light bars, these steel light bars. Are actually, I'm finding them to be really high quality, like really tough, and they're like half the price of other brands.
Like it's 140 out the door. I've put these things through hell. I've pinched them.
Dude, me too.
I've pulled on them. I've pushed on them, and they're still cutting straight. I got 2 years on my 28 over there. I mean, it looks a little wonky.
Yeah.
It's bent, but it still cuts a little bit.
Yeah, the downside to the light bars is they're always, like I have a 32-inch organ that I've actually had to bend back, so it's relatively straight. So the lighter the bar, the flimsier it is generally. So this is like steel on the outside and aluminum on the inside, I think. It's something like that. But that's always the downside. The lighter the bar, the flimsier it is. So it's a fine balancing act. I've found that these still light bars are like, I actually think they're really high quality bars, and they're half the price.
And I kind of use mine like a cane. So since I'm tall, 6'10",
Yeah, that surprised me. I was like, dang,
and
I got tall.
I kneel and cut a lot. So I lock my brake and then I push up. using it as a cane to get my tall hind end in the air again.
You're 6'10"?
6'10".
Jeez.
7'1" with my GoPro on.
That's nuts.
Yeah, so I use them as, you know, I'm pogoing, walking down, pushing myself off. They still cut straight. Everybody's like, oh, you can't grease the tips, but I mean, that's what the bar oil's for.
All right, let's cut some more. All right, this one, it's not that big. I'm gonna do a back cut first on this one. If you look up, you'll notice this thing is leaning backwards. So I'm gonna do the back cut first because it's faster than trying to install a rope in this thing. You know, the trick to it really though is just being careful. I'm gonna do my back cut, drive wedges. That way when I'm cutting into the front, it's not setting back. You know, if I cut straight into the front and this tree's pretty small, it could either go backwards all the way or just a little bit to where I start on the back cut and I've got no room for wedges before my bar's buried. So I'm gonna do my back cut, drive the wedges, then do my face cut, drive the wedges a little more, and it should go over if I cut it correctly. So we'll get right to it. Put the 32-inch bar on it, and then this is whatever. I'm about 2/3 deep. I'm just gonna pound this bad boy. I do my face cut now. I could pound it more and keep moving it, but now I risk potentially pinching my bar when I'm doing the, then I'm like really, it's really awkward if I pinch a bar on the face cut now. What I should have done is I should have pounded the wedge like a little less just to hold it in place, and then I could have got the face cut all the way out. I had a little too much pressure, but it went over the right way. We've got a good amount of holding wood. I mean, that did work. But as soon as I got my face cut, then the tree was ready to go. So I could have pounded a little less, but you know, it's back cut first. It's hard to gauge, but that worked fine. I can't get Mitch to keep using my Chinese saw. He's doing it for me, but he's just hating every second of it.
I'll give it a shot now that we got another chain on it.
Yeah, I got the 32-inch bar on there now. Come on, give it a shot. Nice. I might actually back cut this one too, actually.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
chip way out over the backside so it wouldn't hurt.
Thank you. What was going on with the saw? I think
it's weird. It's like it feels like the fuel line.
Well, it was kind of like sandwiched against a bunch of salal. I wonder if it kind of was choking it off a little bit. Cause once I have no idea. I don't know what was going on. These Chinese saws, they just a little TLC. Yeah, it gurgles like a $350 saw.
Oh well.
Hey, it worked. We got the trees down, so well, the day is young, so far so good.
Nice.
All right, this thing kind of made a weird noise a second ago.
Nice.
Yeah, I might have the 510 guy do the other side. thing's been idling a little higher, like as the day's gone on.
Yeah, it's kind of breaking in, so it's up a little bit on the idle RPM. Roll that thing off down there, see how far it goes.
The stump?
Yeah.
Are you recording?
Yeah.
Ready?
Still go with it.
Go with it. That's a long way.
There's a ways down there.
Yeah, China power.
Boom! Shakalaka!
China power, baby.
It did the job.
Chinese thunder.
Oh,
you're so prejudiced against my China saw.
nice pull width. So what I like to do on these, a lot of guys
Yeah,
will
change the subject. I
Oh, okay.
want to talk about
It did it.
Blue Thunder.
But it's got my chain on it, so. No, so what I like to do is, when I do the back cut, a lot of the times I'll leave the far side. So I have actually holding wood on the trigger as well. And it'll actually hold it up a little harder than if I were to just slice all the way through it and let the front do the work. I got lucky and the far side had a really good pull, which is rare for alder, but these ones are pulling some nice strings. And I left a little bit of that back strap to help keep it on track a while longer. So it's another trick you can use when bore cutting if you've got a side leaner, which this one was quite the side leaner.
Yeah, it was like a snaky tree there. Nice shot, man.
Oh, thanks.
So this one, you're gonna cut about 10 feet high. The idea is he wants to do something similar to that with this one. China power. A lot of tree cutting fail videos start like this.
I know, right?
Oh yeah, that's nice and stout. Oh yeah, that's baby's nice and tight.
Guess what? We're gonna do the old switcheroo.
Man, you're really good at lining those up, man.
Now, thousands of trees later. Sorry, tree huggers. They start to line up.
I've done thousands of trees too, but they don't line up as well though. You're complaining that the ladder's not stout enough?
The ladder may also be made in China.
That chain was sharpened in the USA. Hey, the West Coast saw parts are American and almost worth as much as the saw. It's like you used the ladder once or twice.
You know, cutting them can be safe as long as you're off the ladder and a good distance away when the tree goes down.
Look at that. It's
Now, if I'd
textbook.
stood on that ladder and been like, alrighty then.
Yeah, the trick is to get off the ladder.
Get off the ladder, away from the ladder.
Not even in the road.
Kind of a picture-perfect stump.
It was perfect. China saw did it again. Face cuts always line up perfect with the saw.
It's the old saying, it's the man, not the machine. That's not entirely true. If I was out here with a handsaw, I'd rather the machine rather than...
It's all the machine. Your arms are barely doing any work. You're just holding it. The chain is spinning super fast. The saw is doing at least 95% of the work, Mitch.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So you did okay, but the G466, third generation of machinery. I wonder what that means. Like third generation ever?
They finally
maybe,
got it right.
maybe that's the third generation of machinery in China. I'm not sure exactly what that means. All right, coming in here at the end of the day. Mitch is limbing that up. I'm gonna buck this, get this off the grass, and then we're out of here. Hey! Oh man, almost made it to the end of the day. Oh man. The last bit there. Oh man. Well, I guess the German saw is gonna have to save the day on this one. Oh, so close. The very end of the day. I cannot believe that. I can't believe it. I'm so disappointed. I almost cut the whole day.
Should have used the decomp.
Oh man. I really love this saw a lot.
Yeah, it sounds.
It's just so light.
Sounds beefy.
You know.
I love the 462. It's still a great saw.
Yeah, I've liked every 46 they've made, and I think this is my favorite one. You agree?
I would agree. They nailed it when they did that. They could have.
Man, I can't believe it. The very end of the day, the very last thing, the pull cord broke. I mean, it's easy, right? You just feed it back through there and just do a stopper knot. I'll put it back on. But still, the principle of it, the 462 had to come in and save the day. The G466 did not make it the whole day. That is so disappointing. I was really rooting for this guy. And then that happened. The first day. So we'll just do a little knot in there. We'll get it fixed up. Mitch, what are your thoughts on the Blue Thunder?
It's not terrible.
It's not.
But if you're a half mile in and that happened the first half hour, boy, that would be disappointing. But as far as cutting goes, it's not bad.
Yeah, maybe you wouldn't want to pack it in the woods, but maybe residential stuff.
Yeah, residential.
Or a homeowner, it's $350.
Cut it till she blows.
And
buy another one and you're still half price of another saw.
Right. Right. So that's the saw. I think it's worth $350. You're only gonna pay $10 because you're gonna send me $10 and we're gonna raffle this thing. So you're gonna get this bad boy with the bark box and the 3-point dogs, and you're only gonna pay It's a $10 saw, guys. Come on, you got nothing to lose except $10. So
shoot, I'm gonna put $10 in.
Yeah, Mitch is gonna put $10 in. More details in the description of this video. I'll put the link to this saw, the Amazon link. I'll put that in the description of this video too. But yeah, I'm probably just gonna wrap this up. Thanks for having me out today, Mitch.
Oh yeah, it was a blast. We got a lot done.
Yeah, we did like a bunch of trees. I'm not sure how many, but we did a lot. So the Blue Thunder, it did pretty good until the end there. So yeah, one more thing in this video. Mitch took me to meet Ryan. Ryan does your MPI built, right?
I am MPI built, and it's good to finally meet you.
Oh, thanks.
And we are working on this nice. Well, do you have a nickname for this yet? Like the blue.
I think it's Blue Thunder. Is I think what it said on Amazon.
Blue Thunder.
I think Blue Thunder is pretty good. I would call it the China saw, really.
That's a good name for it.
Yeah.
So how did this treat you today? What do we got going on?
Not as bad as you would think. It was okay until the very end, and then the pull cord broke, and so it's already in the shop now. We have some repairs
all the
done.
45 minutes on it.
Yeah. No, it was several hours on it. It was probably like 6 hours on it or so, I'd say. We cut a lot of trees down with it.
So the Chinese saws, it's pretty new to see these. It's basically an 1120. I don't know if this is like a. So they model this off like an ms460.
Yeah.
Because it has this big chunk of plate here.
Yeah.
So it's probably like a 52 millimeter top end and all that stuff. But a lot of, like in the past, you could buy, like from HL Supply, you could buy a kit to put one of these together and it'd be all orange parts. But more recently, like they came out with the 660 or the G66 something.
Yeah.
And it's a put together 660 from China.
Yeah.
And I guess they have to make them blue because it's an assembled saw. But you can buy like parts kits and build the saw yourself, and they're all orange.
I've seen that from Farmer Tech.
Yep, from Farmer Tech.
It'll say Farmer Tech instead of Holzfforma, and it'll be orange, but it's the same company.
Absolutely.
Yeah, my friend Jed built a 200, Farmer Tech
Inbred
200.
Jed?
Yeah, Inbred Jed. He
Yep.
built a Farmer Tech 200, and that thing never really ran right. It wasn't quite right. But they're even cheaper, so you can buy the orange Farmer Tech ones. I'm not sure where you buy them, but they're like even half the price of this, but you got to put the whole thing together yourself, it'll be orange.
What's great about you said it was like 200T?
Yeah.
The 200Ts are cool because you can put the cases together. The cases have needle bearings, so you can put the cases together without a special tool. you can put the crank in the cases. Whereas with these, the crank is going into a ball bearing, so it's like it's a press fit. So it's a little bit more of an operation to build these, but those 200T kits, I mean, if you're cool with running a saw that's made of slightly substandard components, then...
Yeah, maybe slightly stolen. Maybe.
Yeah, a little
I don't
bit.
know.
It's almost like they borrowed some inspiration from Steel Hero.
Yeah, maybe a
lot
little
like a
bit,
460.
a little bit of inspiration. I don't know. I got mixed feelings because on the one hand, it's like not very cool to steal somebody's stuff, but on the other hand, they don't make the saw anymore. They haven't made it in over 10 years, so it's like, are they really stealing anything here? I don't know. I mean, they're obviously copying the design and everything, but it's not like if you buy this saw, you're not buying it from Steel. They don't sell it,
Right, and the thing that I see with these is that they'll run, and they're an engine that will run and work, but every component is just not exactly where it should be. But it's
a lot of components.
It's a lot of components. It's also a third of the price.
Yeah.
So there's a trade-off with everything, right?
This is a prize beauty, Mitch ran it. We got
Low hours.
Yeah, West Coast Saw worked on it. MPI Built has worked on it now. We've got
get out to John, and it'll be all
yeah,
the whole trifecta.
yeah. I'll have to ship it out to John for some cool paint job or something. So we're gonna put a new pull cord on it, and this thing's gonna be
back in action.
Back to as good as it is.
We'll do some. We'll get some tech tip stuff on rope replacement too. We'll do a tutorial on rope replacement.
Here, I'll do another video then. Yeah, thanks for doing that, man.
Not a problem,
I appreciate
brother.
it. So yeah, look at that, brand new pull cord. This thing has been through MPI Built and West Coast Saw. This baby's a beauty.
Had all kinds of hands on it.
Yeah, it's really been through the ringer. $10 and it's yours. So, all right. I'll see you guys.
Laters.
Yeah, and thanks a million, Ryan.
No problem, man.